Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, we're in Montreal again today. This day we have some gorgeous weather and we're going to be exploring the city even more. If you want to see those explorations, check out the Average Tourist YouTube channel and I'll drop a link to it in the description below. So first up, we're talking about N64 emulation with Project64 1.6 Plus. Now we've talked a whole lot about Project64 in previous videos, and we're talking about it again. Now there are four main versions of Project64. Version 1.6, the standard one, which has a massive security vulnerability, but a lot of people still like to use it because of ROM hacks. There's also the recently released fix for version 1.6. And then there's Project64 Legacy, which is a continuation of Project64. And then there's Project64 version 1.6 Plus, which aims to work with ROM hacks, fix the security vulnerability, as well as advance the emulator a little bit. I'll drop a link to this project in the description below and feel free to check it out. As for which version is best, it'll be completely up to you. The only version of Project64 I don't recommend is Vanilla 1.6 without the security vulnerability patch. Moving on, and we're talking about Nintendo 3DS emulation with LIME3DS. And LIME3DS just got a brand new update. So at the time of filming, LIME3DS 2115 is the latest update. Now Lime is interesting. It's kind of a mishmash of a whole bunch of 3DS emulators. For example, the experimental Adreno GPU boost that we saw in Citra Enhanced yesterday is present in LIME3DS. Now LIME3DS is 100% free, it's open source, and I'll drop a link to it in the description below. There seems to be an issue with the Flatpak version of ARM Linux. Next up, we're talking about Palworld, and Palworld got a massive boost in popularity thanks to its latest patch. I'm not joking with you here. So for reference, player counts jumped about 700%. It went from about 15,000 to over 130,000. A lot of people dropped off Palworld as time went on, but it seems a lot of people are headed back to it. To be honest with you, I don't know if it's going to get back to its former glory for player count, but at the same time here it is gaining in popularity, and I guess we'll have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts about Palworld in the comments below. Have you played it? Did you stop playing it? Are you coming back to it now that it's got an update? And just for reference, the update added in a brand new island, PvP mode, new pals and weapons, and even more. Next up, we're talking about PS2 emulation with PCSX2 versus an actual PS2. There's a very interesting video on YouTube and I'll drop a link to it in the description below, and I do recommend checking it out. So in that video, Afro tests out a whole bunch of games, compares the latest version of PCSX2 with actual PS2 hardware, and the results for PCSX2 are, no surprise here, impressive. Some of the games that were tested are Gran Turismo 4, Zone of the Enders, DBZ Budokai 3, and even more. And last up here, we're talking about something that could have been amazing, but I guess it is now. It's out for the Game Boy Color. It's an unofficial fan-made port of F-Zero for the Game Boy Color. I'm not joking with you. So this one is called G0. I'll drop a link to it in the description below and feel free to check it out. It's 100% free over on itch.io. And in my opinion, if Nintendo actually made F-Zero for the Game Boy, it would be incredible. This is pretty neat. And the icing on the cake here is that the game can be played directly in a browser. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.